So this is the main drill press I use. Many years ago I added one of these tool caddies, whatever you call them. Actually, I replaced the bracket. The original one I think is plastic, but I made an aluminum one, and then it straps onto the column there, and you've got a pivot here in the middle, and it's basically just a round tray, has a bunch of these drill bit holders here. On some of these, the bottom of the drill bit holder is broken off, so you can't put any drill bits in those holes because the drill bit falls through. And then it's cracked a couple of times, so I had gone in and glued a piece of metal under there, and there's a bigger piece that I glued in on the back side because it had cracked once there. But you can see here it has cracked again, and if you look down here you can see daylight through there. That's cracked all the way. I don't know if it's just the weight of the things on there, or there's probably some cutting oil that gets up there, and just age, whatever. Yeah, so I think this was the original holder or mount for it. I had this on my old drill press, and I think this one I ended up gluing it on, plus the strap here. And then I think when I got the newer drill press, I moved that over here and made the aluminum bracket. So I think I've only had one of these. I believe I got this from Harbor Freight many years ago. As far as I can tell, at least the last time I looked, they don't make these anymore. But I found one on Amazon that is hopefully a replacement. Yeah, here's the replacement. I guess they call this a drill press tool collector. Yeah, so I actually bought this, I think, back in April, so it was over 6 months ago. So this came from Peachtree Woodworking Supply. It was the only one I've been able to find. I don't see what this thing looks like here. Yeah, looks like it's basically the same thing that I have. Yep, it's the same. So I've got all the different drill bit sizes there, and then just a tray with a lip around here. And then, yeah, there's the hose clamp, and yep, same thing that I had before. That's the original bracket. I have one, like I say, that I machined out of some aluminum that is a lot stronger. So I think all I need to do is just take the old one off and drop this on, and I'm ready to go. First thing I got to do is get all the drill bits and everything off the old one before it comes crashing to the floor. So let me do that first. Okay, there's the old tool collector, tool tray. And you can see some of the old cracks here. I'd glued those up a long time ago, and then this was the new one that happened. Glued a piece of sheet metal in here because there was a lot of cracks up in that area, and then I had a crack through here on the rim, so I glued a piece of metal across there, but now it's just continued cracking. Lost a bunch of those. I tried gluing those back in, but they just don't stick. So I think a lot of the problem is you just get cutting oil and whatever you're using to clean parts off. I mean, this just sits right next to the drill, so whatever you use on your drill bits ends up on this thing. I still have some of the Herculiner spray that I used in the back of my 4Runner, so I'm going to spray this thing down, or the new one down, with a couple coats of Herculiner, and that might be a pretty tough finish, and it's probably fairly oil resistant. Yeah, there's the aluminum mounting bracket that I made for the original one that I had. It's just a scrap of aluminum, and then I just drilled 2 holes and then milled out a slot in between there, just so I could get the band clamp through there, and then drill a hole in the top there. Rough size there. Like I say, this was just a scrap of metal. What do we got there? About 3 inches. Oh, maybe 1 3/8, 1.5 inches, something like that. And I think I just milled a bit of a groove down the middle here so it sits flat. Okay, I think this should really help. So I gave this 2 coats of Herculiner truck bed coating, the spray-on stuff. So I figure the Herculiner on there will give it a little bit of oil resistance, and then also just scratch and ding resistance, you know, throwing hot tools and, you know, hot drill bits and things on there. Hopefully that'll give it a little more durable finish. And then I just put one coat of spray on the bottom just for the color match, I guess. Oh, and the other thing I did on the end of this piece, it was really sharp. It had been cut off square and it had really sharp corners. So I took this out and ran it around in my bench grinder just to knock the sharp corners off. I don't know if that was a problem or not, but I did that and then hit it with some sandpaper to just smooth out the corners and give it a little bit of a radius to that. I was thinking that might be causing stress up in the top of this hole because all that weight is setting on there. My capacitor is kind of in the way. There we go. If I can get it down. Yeah, this one I think sits a little higher than the other one. Yeah, the other one used to sit down farther. So actually I like that better because that will keep this from coming in too close. I used to have trouble with this thing getting in the way here, and it would get hung up here. It would get underneath this and just get in the way. So yeah, I think I like that better because that keeps it out of the way. If I'm drilling taller part here, I don't have to push that away. Or I used to have this little tab screwed into the corner here. This tab would hit this shaft here and keep it from going in too far, but now I don't need that, so I can get rid of that part. I think these are the same. I didn't really look, but there you can see how the corner is really sharp, square cut. And let's just see here. Here's the old one. Oh yeah, see that goes in that deep. It goes all the way to the bottom, where this one it stops with about that much shallower hole. So yeah, that's actually, I like that. Yeah, and I like the color now. Not this bright orange color, sort of blends in a little better. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, if you're looking for one of these, I'll put links in the video description. You can pick those up. I think that'll do the trick. So I think we're good for another couple of decades of use. Yeah, I've had that other one for probably 20 years and fixed it a number of times, so I don't know how this one will hold up, but hopefully the Herculiner will protect the plastic a little bit better and maybe it'll last a little longer. So yeah, if you found that handy, give the video a thumbs up, and as always, thanks for watching.